First off, got two senior captains here with me, and I feel bad for our seniors. I told those guys that after the game. I felt like we needed to get that one for them, so I feel bad for our seniors. It was a hell of a game. Our kids played their tails off. Credit goes to those guys, played their ass off. Excuse my language, but they did. And you go overtime. We're playing with our third and fourth string quarterbacks. Saw good stuff out of both of those guys. Really impressed with the way Julian handled himself as a freshman. Again, threw 2 pick sixes. That's 14 of their points. I hope you don't go overtime if that doesn't happen. So we got to be careful. Got to protect the ball. But I thought our kids played a heck of a game with what we were dealing with. We had a chance to win the game several times in overtime. We needed to stop on defense. Made some plays on offense. But there was all kinds of different stuff. 57-yard field goal by a senior. Defense had a 4th and 1 stop. Duggar ran hard. Gavin had a big 2-point conversion. I think it was in the 4th quarter. 2 great turnovers with P.J. O'Brien and Cruz. Duggar had a great touchdown pass to Poppy. So there's a lot of good. The only bad thing was we didn't come out with a W today. So again, just proud of the way our kids played. Sometimes that happens like that. So questions.
Pat, in the second overtime, you had Gavin at quarterback and not just kind of your standard offense. I mean, would you kind of look at that again and kind of just put the ball in the quarterback's hands?
You're talking about when Ghost had a chance to catch it and Gavin had a chance to run it in. I thought it was a hell of a play call by Coach Bell. We worked it, and we're game of inches, and we're an inch away from scoring that touchdown. Game's over, right? So I have no regrets on the call that was made. We just got to make a play. Somehow, some way, I'll go back and look at the tape. I'm not sure Gavin couldn't have just carried that thing in, right? I think you want to get a touchdown pass into your belt, but I think you could have taken it in. Game's over. Game's over. So we had our opportunities, and I don't question that call at all. I thought it was a great call. They had the back in the box packed. Again, I'll go back and look at it, but I thought it was, it was the game winner right there.
It would have been a long kick, but did you consider sending Penn out for that for a field goal at the end of the regulation?
Yeah, that was probably too long. We wanted to get it to. We thought that if we got to the 45, that we'd be okay. But what would that distance been? 60-something, 67 yards. That would have been a long one. I think you risk going for that long. That you got your O-line out there, and then all of a sudden you got to cover, and it could have been an issue after that. So we thought about it. I wanted to get another 7-8 yards. We weren't able to get that done.
With David and Julian, did you guys kind of have a set plan coming into today about who would play, what amount of snaps or anything like that?
Yeah, we knew we were going to play both of them. I think David threw 2 picks. Again, he's a young guy. We're asking, young guys to go out there and make plays. Threw a pick 6. Then he threw another, ball that, that was picked off. Again, he worked Julian. We were excited about watching him play, and I think you can see why. He can make plays with his feet. He can extend the pocket, and he made some great plays today in the run game and the pass game. So again, he threw a pick 6. Had a D tackle drop off into coverage, which we hadn't seen a whole bunch of, and took one back on him there. Those 2 pick 6s were obviously the game.
What ultimately led to David getting the start over Julian?
We thought he operated, everything. He's a little bit older, he had a great week of practice as well. Great couple weeks of practice, but we thought that was the number one. But we had a package for Julian to go in there that we liked, and they worked pretty good.
For Gavin, what did you think Julian kind of brought to the offense today?
Yeah, I thought Julian brought a lot of fire that we needed. When we couldn't get the ball moving, I thought that he did a good job of making sure the guys were on the same page, and whenever he got an explosive, we were always there, cheering him on, and we were just telling him that we got his back and that he's the man.
Brandon, how do you reflect on the season as a whole? It started so well and finished so well.
I thought we had a good season, all things considered. You look at our rosters, we have a lot of young talent. There are a lot of guys that haven't been in situations, a lot of guys that stepped up to situations throughout the season. We got hit with the injury bug. It's the name of the game, you know what I mean? So I think overall that we have a bright future here, that there's a lot of young talent, a lot of guys that are going to step up next year, they're going to contribute a lot, and you shouldn't be surprised when that success hits.
Coach. The second overtime when it was 4th and 1, was there any doubts about setting themselves out there for the field goal, or you think about going for it on 4th down?
Excuse me, the second overtime?
Like after you, Gavin, Ghost were out there, and it was 4th down and 1 in the second overtime, and you considered it going for a field, or like a touchdown at that point, or go just
No, you know what, I want to put the, that's great. Coach makes a call. I'm not for that. I don't care on the road, at home. I want our players to go make plays. To me, they had the field goal in the first, the first part of that overtime, I believe. I don't even know how many overtimes there were. I'm just focused on that moment. I think there were 6, but 4th and 1. If you don't get it, you lose the game. I don't want to end like that. I want our kids to make plays. To me, I always put it in the kid's hand. For the coach to make a decision to lose the game or win the game, I'm not for that. I think the overtime is a great system, and it's kind of the way it goes.
Brandon, you guys had 5 straight stops on defense. I think from the end of the first half going into the second. What kind of changed from early on that you guys were able to come up with the stops and a couple turnovers?
Just that there were a few adjustments that we needed to make in that halftime. We came out, we executed those adjustments. It's a credit to our coaching staff, a credit to our kids. You know what I mean? Like, we came out and did stuff that we haven't really talked about before. We came out and did stuff that, that, like I said, we have a lot of young guys and we put a lot on their plate. And at the end of the day, we did what we were asked to do. You know what I mean? So I was happy. I was happy with that, with how we came out and responded to some adversity in the first half and the second half.
I know Brandon mentioned the injury bug, but Pat, how do you kind of put a wrap on starting 7-0 and losing 6 in a row?
You know what? I mean, we stole some games early. And whether it was West Virginia, it was a great win. You think about it, Cincinnati, great win on the road, and we found plays. But the injury bug, whatever you want to say it is, we had some opportunities to win games against good football teams. Later in the season, we didn't finish it and get it done as coaches and players. So, like I said, injuries. Our kids played their tails off. They fought. They believed in each other. They worked together. You didn't see any quit out of that football team out there today. I mean, they were, they didn't care who was in it. Quarterback didn't care who was in it, safety or wherever it might be. Who was in it, fullback. Those had an opportunity. Isaiah Neal to make a play, and he could have been the hero. So I mean, as a whole, they're not going to go the way you want. Like I said, we won some close ones, and we lost some close ones, and that's kind of where we are.
Anything else?
Pat, can I get one more? Yeah, I guess what's kind of the procedure moving forward now? I mean, do you guys still have to kind of work on retaining players? Do you have to go out in the portal? I mean, what's the next step?
I'm going to worry about taking care of our football team in here, making sure we're good on the way home, make sure our guys get on their flights where they're going, take a deep breath. But I'm not worried about all that stuff. We got a really good football team, and I like where we're at right now.
Coach Gavin Bartholomew.